welcome to the Home Front with Eno. The month began with Innocent Idibia, aka Two-Face or Two-Baba, calling on Nigerians to protest what he called bad governance and to demand an urgent explanation for the country's economic downturn. Well, after pressure from security agents, Two-Face decided to call the protest off. But it was too late. The passion had already been stirred amongst the people and the protest went on without him. Now, the government claims that its level of investment in social programs is far higher than any prior government in the country. But with rising prices of commodities, Nigerians are for the most part yet to feel the effect of any of these programs.
Dear Nigerians, after due consultations, it has become clear that the One Voice Nigerian protest scheduled to hold in Lagos and Abuja on Monday the 6th of February is under serious threat of hijack by interests not aligned with our ideals. The point I'm intent on making is not what the life of any Nigerian. It is in fact motivated by the need to demand a better deal for the ordinary Nigerian. I therefore announce the cancellation of the planned protest.
A different protest took place in Calabar in Cross River State by teachers of the Federal Government Girls' College. Now, the teachers there claimed that some members of the Department of State Services stormed the school and attacked some teachers after one of the teachers caned a student who, unfortunately for him, had an aunt who worked for the DSS. The DSS is tasked with intelligence gathering and the protection of senior government officials. So if this act was indeed committed, it was way out of their jurisdiction. However, since corporal punishment is prohibited under the Child Rights Act, which Cross River State has signed into law, the teacher that caned the student was also acting outside of his jurisdiction as well. When President Muhammadu Buhari announced that he would begin a vacation in London starting from January 20th until February 6th and undergo routine medical tests, it didn't take long for rumours surrounding his health to circulate. But when the president decided to extend his vacation indefinitely, people began to question if the president was even alive. Senate President Bukola Saraki visited the president last week in London and described him as hale and hearty. The president was even well enough to have a phone conversation with US President Donald Trump. Which begs the million-dollar question. If the president really is as healthy as everyone says he is, why is he yet to return? From March 1st, it will become mandatory for bus conductors in Lagos State to wear name tags, uniforms and badges. This new measure is aimed at enforcing both decorum and safety for members of the public. If this can actually be enforced, then it's definitely a step in the right direction. The days where bus conductors can work without accountability and fear of punishment if they break the rules will hopefully be numbered.
With this new system, you have to pre-register and get a commuter passenger transit owner's license. Now your vehicle is registered. The driver is registered. The conductor is registered. Now let's know who are these people. So we now are also in agreement with the operator unions and associations to introduce uniforms. So when you are corporately dressed, you feel more of a professional. Then the attitude will be better managed. Then we can give a better service delivery in our public transport system. And that will encourage more people to use the public transport system.
In a land full of tomatoes, it's uncanny how much we as a nation depend on imported tomato paste. In fact, recent reports indicate that no less than 189.5 metric tons of tomato paste and sauce was imported in the last 12 months. Now, Nigeria is the 14th largest producer of tomatoes, so we should be able to process some of it. Now, as we all fly the Made in Nigeria banner, please let's not forget about tomatoes so we won't see them having the same fate as our oil has had. And that's all we have time for on the home front of NR, but I'll be back next month and I'll try and be outside in the streets of Lagos this time to delve into some big stories that Nigerians are talking about. NR Alfred Adeogun for Politrix with KO.